नमस्ते, म दिव्यज्योति बुर्लाकोटी, अमेरिकी दूतावास युवा परिषद वर्ष 1921 को एक सदस्य र कृषि विद्यार्थी। USYC युथ काउन्सिलको सिक्दै सिकाउने हाम्रो संकल्प अन्तर्गतको उद्यमशीलताका श्रृङ्खलाहरूमा फेरि पनि अर्को नयाँ श्रृङ्खला लिएर हामी आज उपस्थित भइसकेका छौँ। आज हामीमाझ निकै एकदमै कलिलो उमेरदेखि नै उद्यमशीलताका क्षेत्रमा लागेर आफ्नो स्थान स्थापित र सफल उद्यमी बनेर चाहिँ बन्न सफल हुनुभएका दुई युवा उद्यमीहरू हुनुहुन्छ। आउनुहोस् पहिला उहाँहरूको परिचयतर्फ लागौँ। स्वागत छ यहाँहरूलाई।
नमस्ते, थ्याङ्क यू।
सर्वप्रथम उहाँबाट सुरु गरौँ। हजुरको चाहिँ थोरै उहाँ चाहिँ फाइब्रो नेपाल प्राइभेट लिमिटेडका CEO सुरज राज पाण्डे हुनुहुन्छ। हजुरले चाहिँ सुरुमा आफ्नो परिचय र के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ, कसरी चाहिँ हजुरको भेन्चरको बारेमा चाहिँ थोरै इन्ट्रोडक्सन दिनुहोस्।
नमस्ते सबैजनामा, म चाहिँ सुरज राज पाण्डे। म चाहिँ फाइब्रो नेपाल प्राली नामक एक स्टार्टअप अप्यारल ब्रान्ड नेपाली ब्रान्डको चाहिँ सहसंस्थापक अनि प्रमुख कार्यकारी अधिकृत। हामीले चाहिँ मोस्टली नेपाली उत्पादन हुन्छ नि बनाउने कामहरू गर्छौँ इन टर्म्स अफ अप्यारल्स अनि यो हुन्छ नि लुगाहरू यता सबै कुराहरूमा। त्यो बाहेक चाहिँ म एक दुईवटा सोसल भेन्चर्स अनि एक दुईवटा स्टार्टअप्सहरूमा पनि इन्भल्भ छु।
त्यसै गरी हामीसँग अर्का युवा उद्यमी हुनुहुन्छ परीक्षित बस्नेत। उहाँ चाहिँ मिन्ट एप इन्कर्पोरेटेडको CEO र हेड स्ट्राटेजिस्टको रूपमा चाहिँ काम गरिरहनु भएको छ। हजुरले पनि थोरै आफ्नो
नमस्ते, माई नेम इज Parichhit Basnet. मेरो मेन बिजनेस भने e-commerce इन्डस्ट्रीमा, mainly in the email marketing niche, and अर्को एउटा consulting business, again e-commerce niche-मा. Main focus right now, the e-commerce, I think e-commerce grow it's like just worldwide, so just the industry ma मेरो main focus छ अनि they just growing my business in that sector.
हजुरको चाहिँ जस्तो क्यानाडियन नेप्लिज एन्टरप्रेन्योर हुनुहुन्छ
हजुर, yes.
जस्तो अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ हजुर यो उद्यमशीलताको क्षेत्रमा लाग्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो उद्यमशीलतामा लाग्न कतिको सजिलो हुन्छ? इज इट टु स्टार्ट भेन्चर अर हाउ इज इट गोइङ?
Simple छ तर easy छैन क्या. I think anything worthwhile in this life is like not easy, right? They're simple छ, I think if you're consistent, if you're learning, and if you're adapting, because especially your e-commerce industry change भइरहन्छ, so you have to stay up to date, because how we used to do business 4 years ago is not the same how we do business now. So just always adapting, learning. But I think yes, because हाम्रो consulting business new edition ma we have students from worldwide, Nepal and they're earning US dollars, so I know it's possible छ भने थाहा छ. तर main when I say it's just you need the dedication. It's dependent on the person, and I think your industry is still early, so if you can start learning and get into it, yeah, I think it would be simple, not easy.
Okay. So हजुरको चाहिँ अहिलेसम्मको यात्रा कस्तो? हजुर चाहिँ एकदमै सानै उमेरदेखि चाहिँ बिजनेस क्षेत्रतिर लाग्नुभयो, अहिलेसम्मको यात्रा चाहिँ कस्तो रह्यो?
Like Parichhit said, हुन्छ नि मिक्स्ड छ सबै कुराहरू. So there are days when things are okay, fine, up and running, very nice, smooth. There are days when nothing works out and you feel like, okay, all right, maybe this is not for me. भन्नेवाला हुन्छ हैन. So it's been mixed, a roller coaster ride, sometimes high, sometimes low. तर at the end of the day चाहिँ beautiful हुन्छ नि, because it gives you हुन्छ नि a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge हुन्छ नि, जुन चाहिँ तपाईँले लाइफमा जुनै पनि फिल्डमा, जुनै पनि टाइममा, जुनै पनि ठाउँमा लगेर चाहिँ युज गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ हैन. सो या इट्स बिन मिक्स्ड भनौँ अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ.
ओके. सो हेभ यु थट अबाउट यो गोइङ अरूको कम्पनीमा वर्किङ होइन? युआर फ्रम IT सेक्टर अनि अहिलेसम्मको ट्रेन त त्यही छ नि त.
Yeah, definitely.
How did you jump from that to starting your own venture, and that too also Fiverr company नै भनेर?
Right.
So how did it clicked?
Definitely I worked for हुन्छ नि someone else. Everyone has to start somewhere. अनि म चाहिँ I don't believe in हुन्छ नि becoming boss day one मै के. So in order to be a good leader, you need to be a good follower भन्ने एउटा प्रभाव त चलेकै छ नि हैन. So there's so many things technicalities processes that you need to understand about business नट जस्ट वान स्पेसिफिक बिजनेस बट बिजनेस इन जेनरल अफिस कतिखेर खोल्नेदेखि लिएर स्टाफसँग कसरी बोल्नेदेखि लिएर कन्ट्र्याक्ट कसरी बनाउनेदेखि लिएर प्रडक्टको प्रोसेस कस्तो हुन्छ तपाईँको बिजनेसको प्रोसेस कस्तो हुन्छ त्यो अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड गर्नेदेखि लिएर क्लाइन्टसँग कसरी कुरा गर्नेदेखि लिएर सबै कुराहरू कहीँ न कहीँ सिक्नु जरुरी हुन्छ क्या सो अभियसली आई स्टार्टेड वर्किङ फर सम वान एल्स हुन्छ नि अन्डर सम वान जसले चाहिँ मलाई एकदम राम्ररी मेन्टर गरेर ग्रुम गरेर चाहिँ हुन्छ नि एसी एन्ड दे भन्छु अझै सो मेनी पिपल होइन they've made me capable enough to start my own venture and successfully run it. So there's not a single moment like okay, as I realized that I'm going to start my own business one moment. It's a build up of processes, a build up of experiences. I had this thing that I have to do something in my life. आफैले गर्नु छ केही न केही गर्नु छ भन्ने चाहिँ थियो हैन अब तर त्यो एउटा स्पेसिफिक इन्सिडेन्ट चाहिँ छैन फाइब्रोको चाहिँ छ आई वाज इन बङ्गलादेश हैन अनि त्यहाँको अप्यारल इन्डस्ट्रीले टेक्सटाइल इन्डस्ट्रीले गरे प्रोग्रेस देखेर अनि त्यसपछि नेपालमा जुन स्केलको कन्जम्सन हामीले गर्छौँ नि यो प्रडक्टहरूको त्यसको सियर स्केल देखेर चाहिँ आई स्टार्टेड डिस्पाइट बिङ एन आइटी स्टुडेन्ट हैन मेरो डिग्री इज एन आइटी डिग्री है सो तर मेरो ब्याकग्राउन्ड इज अगेन म्यानेजमेन्ट एन्ड हुन्छ नि बिजनेस प्रोसेस अटोमेसन हैन तर आई केम ब्याक टु अप्यारल म्यानुफ्याक्चरिङ बिकज देयर इज अ लट अफ होप के अरे स्कोप अनि त्यसपछि देयर इज अ लट अफ मनी पनि यो इन्डस्ट्रीमा जुन अनट्याप्ड छ नेपालमा अहिलेसम्म pretty good so I'm here with you guys so it's a sign right? So it's going pretty good. See, I don't Sunny judge business just by the amount of money that they're making. We might make a little limited amount of money. We have, well, we are not a very rich company, and jun level ko market ma awareness cha, hamro brand awareness cha, presence cha, trust cha, jun level ma hamle yo pandemic ko beach ma start garera waripari start garera pani jun level ko business processes hamle banauna sakeका छौं end to end हैन so we're very proud of it. अनि we just हुन्छ नि waiting for that right moment, that right gong हैन जहाँ चाहिँ we can use all of our weapons and then हुन्छ नि create a very nice company. So अहिलेसम्मको जर्नी चाहिँ त्यस्तै नै छ. It's good. I am happy.
So हजुरको चाहिँ ठ्याक्क यो I should start यो e-commerce, e-marketing को कुराहरु as a consultancy चाहिँ I should develop भन्ने चाहिँ when did it strike?
When did I start it?
Yeah.
16 years old. But there, YouTube, my there videos and everything, and just going down that rabbit hole, I found all these like different videos on like making money online. And first, everybody wants to make money, so just was interested in that. But the main change came when I started focusing on like building skills, right? Not just focusing on I want to make money, because I think when you just focus on that, you start. Like he said, business is not just one, make money, right? There's so many: leadership, accounting, organization, all of this. So when I started like focusing on building skills, and first मेरो आफ्नै एउटा clothing line थियो, एउटा आफ्नै e-commerce business थियो, and त्यसमा I learned different skills, right? How to market a business, how to talk to suppliers, how to handle customer service. And the main thing I say is like, or main thing I always tell people is like a business exists to solve problems, right? Like let's say fast food. If you're hungry, you can cook yourself. But why do you go to a fast food place? Because you want food and you want fast. They solve the problem of you're hungry and then you want the food fast, right? So even once I started developing my skills, opportunities started coming when I started when I saw problems in different markets. So for example, a lot of my मेरो same e-commerce business run garte, but they were not running email marketing. So when I realized like, oh my god, like मलाई यो email marketing गर्न थाहा छ, मलाई थाहा छ यो email marketing एकदमै important on e-commerce business को लागि. So started reaching out to them saying, hey, I will do your email marketing for like an exchange of a percentage of whatever I make you, and then I started my business through that. But mainly focusing on skills is how I started the e-commerce business.
So you're into email marketing more, right?
Yes, that's the main niche.
Yes, धेरै जसो बिजनेसहरुमा चाहिँ ग्राउन्ड वर्क, फिजिकल वर्क एकदम धेरै हुन्छ, तर यो इमेल डिजिटल वर्कहरु चाहिँ एकदम कम छ नि त.
हजुर,
हामीले देख्न पाएको छौं. अब
हजुर,
अहिले त अलमोस्ट धेरै जसोले चाहिँ गर्न थाल्नु, युज गर्न थाल्नु भयो हैन. सो एज एन कन्सल्टेन्ट हजुरले चाहिँ के त्यस्तो कुराहरु चाहिँ जस्तो मार्केटिङ स्ट्र्याटेजी that you think you should कुनै पनि बिजनेसले चाहिँ इन्कर्पोरेट गर्नै पर्छ है दिस 5 थिङ्स भने जस्तो चाहिँ इज देयर एनी मार्केटिङ स्ट्राटेजी
5 things, any specific business, e-commerce ma? I think the best business advice, I'm trying to think of 5 things, but the main thing I can think of is building a good business that serves your customers. So, just putting a good product out there. 2 big business, Tesla and Amazon, right? And if you read their shareholders' notes and if you study the founders, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they focus ekdamai heavy on product, right? And making sure their customers have the best experience. So even my business changed, and also I started making more money when I started focusing on exactly that, right? Let's say I have a business and someone else has a business. He is focused on making money. I am focused on having the best product and the best customer experience, right? Let's say tapai customer ho hamro. If you go to him, you have a worse customer experience than us, or his product is not as good as us. Long term, we will win. Even if extra cost like we have to do more work. We may, in the short term, less money, but in the long term, we will win. So I think, can't think of 5 things, but the 2 main things I think that made a huge change in my business was, focusing on the customer and also making sure the product is good. Outside of that, I think business owner wise, you have to understand that it's like not for everybody. There's so, again, as business owner, when I go, like, everybody wants to be a founder, but there's so much things to it, right? Like you were saying before, like being a leader, it's a whole nother skill. Managing employees, whole nother skill. So it's just understanding what needs to be get done and just like acquiring skills, and to get there. But yeah, I would say those are the main things.
It's very true. Email marketing.
Oh, email marketing specifically.
Marketing strategy you recommend गरिरहनु भएको अथवा आउन खोज्नु भएको entrepreneurial fieldमा.
Email marketing specifically. Okay. Email marketing specifically, again, it's just another avenue of communication with your clients. So main thing is just like having that connection with your clients, right? So I realize that most businesses, they don't really care about their customers, right? Like, let's say there's an email list, so you can use it to just always promote your products, But if you are someone that provides value, so for example, you sell clothing, apparel, right? You can always, let's say you have email marketing list or you have a customer base, you can use that to always, promote, sales, and it will mostly benefit you, but the customer is not getting anything. So we saw a huge change in how improving in email marketing and the results when we started like caring about the customers and providing value. So for example, how to style your clothing, sending them emails on how to style your clothing, how to take care of your clothing, this type of email marketing. So even on strategies, again, same thing, focus on the customer. Focus on what the customer wants and just
exactly. One small change that we saw, हामीसँग email list हुन्थ्यो हैन. So पहिले त हामीले डम्प गरेर त्यतिकै राखिरा हुन्थ्यो नि त. So this year we started saying happy birthday.
Yeah, that's a huge, because most business will never do it, right? So like personal touch, I noticed that as well. Like there's just a personal touch, caring about. Yes, and I've also understand almost 80 to 90% of marketing is understanding who your customer is and what they want, right? Because you can think that you know the best, right? He can say, yeah, I think this clothes is the best, this is the best, but if this doesn't sell in the market, then is it the best, right? So yeah, so that's a huge thing as well, understanding like, okay, who is the customer? What are they scared of? What excites them? So when you understand all of this, I think you can formulate your marketing better. So that's what we focus on, really, just like the fundamentals of marketing, understanding our customers, having the best products, and just focusing on the customer experience.
So it's like creating our market by ourselves.
Yes, it's just understanding. Yeah, it's a lot of marketing is just research, understanding your client. When you understand your client and what they want and what they need, you will always win. Because most business, they operate to make money, and they operate to make more profit, maybe, right? But short term, we might make the money, but long term, it's gonna affect them, I think, because they will always go to someone that is better and they provides a better experience.
So तपाईले पनि पहिला चाहिँ गर्नुहुन्थेन, अहिले चाहिँ गर्दैछु भन्नुभयो. So त्यो गर्दा र नगर्दाको फरक चाहिँ कस्तो पाउनुभयो?
So सी नेपालमा ह्याप्पी बर्थडे विश गर्ने भने चाहिँ ब्याङ्क्सले मात्र हो है त्यो पनि तपाईँको डेट अफ बर्थहरू सबै टाइमली अपडेट भएको छ भने इफ यु साइन्ड अप फर द्याट इमेल नोटिफिकेसन के अरे एसएमएस नोटिफिकेसन अन सब्सक्राइब गर्नुभएको छ भने यु गेट ह्याप्पी बर्थडे फ्रम XYZ ब्याङ्क भनेर होइन सो त्यो भन्दा मात्र पनि खुसी लाग्छ क्या सो देयर फ्यु ब्याङ्क्स जसले चाहिँ ह्याप्पी बर्थडे भन्दै केक पनि पठाइदिन्थ्यो कि इफ यु गाइज रिमेम्बर वान अफ द ब्याङ्क्स कमर्सियल ब्याङ्क्स इन नेपाल पठाइदिन्थ्यो होइन सो एज अ किड मलाई केक पठाइदिँदा के भएको थाहा छ त्यतिखेर सो त्यो मेरो फर्स्ट ब्याङ्क थियो ₹1 खाता खोल्ने ब्याङ्क हो वी अल अफ अस नो द्याट केक आयो है आई लभ द्याट ब्याङ्क टिल नाउ होइन सो पावर अफ पर्सनल टच भने चाहिँ त्यो हुन्छ कि वान केक द्याट्स इट वान केक आई थिङ्क आधा पाउन्डको सानो केक थियो होला कि होइन सो ह्याप्पी बर्थडे भन्दै केक पठाइदियो आई लभ द्याट ब्याङ्क टिल नाउ है सो हाम्रो चाहिँ अब सी वी एक्ज्याक्टली वान्टेड टु गो हुन्छ नि जस्तै उहाँले भन्नुभएको छ नि त्यही लेभलमा जान खोजिरहेको तर यहाँ लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेस छ होइन टिम जानु छ सबै कुराहरू सो इट्स डिसाइडेड कि ल यो वर्षदेखि चाहिँ हामी हाम्रो कस्टमर्सहरूलाई एटलिस्ट ह्याप्पी बर्थडे भनिदिन्छौँ सो एसएमएसबाट इमेलबाट चाहिँ वी जस्ट विस देम ह्याप्पी बर्थडे होइन सो द्याट्स इट सो अब अहिलेसम्म त्यसको रियाक्सन चाहिँ हामीले मजाले हेर्न पाएको छैन होइन तर जुन कस्टमर्सहरू मेरो इमिडिएट सर्कलमा हुनुहुन्छ होइन उहाँहरूले चाहिँ स्क्रिनसट गरेर पठाउनु भएको थियो भेरी ह्याप्पी द्याट हुन्छ नि फाइबर रिमेम्बर्स द बर्थडे भनेर सो मेबी अझै मोर गर्न बाँकी छ होला आई रियली एप्रिसिएट द टिप्सहरू यहाँ होइन सो हाउ टु स्टाइल यु क्लोदिङ बेटर यताउता त्यहाँबाट इन्डिरेक्ट सेल्स पनि प्रमोट गर्ने कुरा दिमाग ठ्याक्क आइसक्यो कि मेरो भर्खरै होइन सो आई थिङ्क मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि इट्स अलवेज गुड टु टक टु यर कस्टमर्स अबाउट द निड्स हे आर यु गाइज डुइङ ओके होइन हे डु यु गाइज मेबी वान्ट दिस होइन वाट डु यु निड होइन सो हाउ यु डुइन मात्र भन्दाखेरि पनि धेरै फरक पर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ कन्ज्युमरको पर्सपेक्टिभले सोचेर हेरौँ लाग्छ
लङ टाइम अगो एउटा मान्छेले मलाई भनेको थियो लाइक यु नो आस्क यर कस्टमर्स वाइ डिड दे बाई एन्ड इट वाज सो सिम्पल बट मैले लाइक आई रियलाइज मैले कहिलेसम्म सोधेकै छैन क्या एन्ड देन when you ask your customers why did they buy, they tell you exactly what you did that worked, right? So now you do more of that. So yeah, same, just wanted to add on to that.
So coming back to the Pandey question, what Fiverr is actually doing, what is the real issue it's solving, or what happened? Yeh product differentiation with the existing market.
Right. So अहिलेको नेपालको इकोनोमिक कन्डिसनमा चाहिँ my company the brand that my team runs makes more sense किन भन्दाखेरि we don't have money, Nepal has no money, so foreign reserve हामीसँग छँदै छैन है and we've been importing so much हैन so much that हुन्छ नि चाहिने पनि इम्पोर्ट भइरहेछ नचाहिने इम्पोर्ट भइरहेछ हुन्छ नि जुन इम्पोर्ट चाहिँ हामीले 2 वर्ष 3 वर्षको त्यो 6 महिनामा भइरहेको छ वी आर बाइङ एभ्रिथिङ बाइङ पैसा डलर्सहरू के अरे फरेन रिजर्भ बाहिर गएको गएछ आइरहेको छैन क्या इकोनोमीको साइज सानो हुँदै गइरहेको छ हाम्रो करेन्सीको भ्यालु विकर हुँदै गइरहेको छ सो ब्याङ्कले पैसा दिन छोडिसकेको छ होइन सो यो सबैको रुट कज भनेर चाहिँ के हो थाहा छ हामीसँग चाहिँ स्ट्रङ्गर लोकल इकोनोमी नहुनुको कारणले गर्दाखेरि सो वी हेभ अ नाइस इकोनोमी वी ब्रिङ इन ₹100 होइन पिपल आर ह्याप्पी हो ₹100 आयो भनेर खुसी हुन्छ नेपाल सरकार पनि खुसी हुन्छ ₹100 आयो आई थिङ्क आइम गन मेक ₹2 आउट अफ दिस ₹100 भनेर खुसी भइरहेछ होइन सो ट्रेड पनि भइरहेछ मजाले राजस्व उठिरहेछ भनेर होइन तर एट द एन्ड अफ द डे चाहिँ यहाँको इकोनोमीले चाहिँ के पनि पाइरहेको छैन क्या सो आइम गोना आस्क यु सिम्पल क्वेसन वाट इज द हुन्छ नि लाइक रिमेम्बर द लास्ट प्रडक्ट हुन्छ नि द्याट यु बट विच वाज ओरिजिनली फ्रम नेपाल द्याट टेक्स अवे द मनी होइन सो मैले चाहिँ जहिले पनि के भन्ने गइरहेको छु भन्दाखेरि यस नेपाली ब्रान्ड्स नेपाली कम्पनीज अर्गनाइजेसन्स यहाँको प्रडक्ट्सहरू अलिकति विक छ होइन विक किन छ भन्दाखेरि हामीलाई ट्रायल एन्ड टेस्ट गर्ने लिबर्टी नै छैन क्या धेरै सेन्समा होइन सो मैले त 3 वर्ष दुःख नै पाएको हो कि एकदमै धेरै होइन सो प्रोसेसमै काम गर्दाखेरि पनि अनि यहाँको प्रडक्ट सर्भिसेस बेटर बनाउने जिम्मा हाम्रो एन्टरप्रेन्योर्सहरूको बिजनेस ओनर्सहरूको होइन सो वी विल डु द्याट वी विल ह्याभ टु डु द्याट किनभने पैसा तिरेर कमसल सामान लि भनेर कसैलाई पनि भन्न मिल्दैन होइन तर है यहाँको कम्पनीजहरूलाई स्टार्टअप्स र ब्रान्ड्सहरूलाई चान्स दिने काम चाहिँ कन्ज्युमरको पनि हो कि होइन सो वी विल ट्राई नट डिसपोइन्टिङ यु गाइज प्लिज ट्रस्ट अस वान्स होइन यो चाहिँ किन भन्यो भन्दाखेरि जस्तो लेट्स सपोज हामी 3 जना कन्भर्सेसनमा छौँ होइन हामी 3 जनाले चाहिँ ₹50 एकअर्कासँग एक्सचेन्ज गरिरहेको हुन्छौँ क्या हैन सो तपाईसँग 50 रुपैयाँ हुन्छ मसँग 50 उहाँसँग 50 हैन ओभरअलमा 150 को एभरेज बसिरहन्छ तीनजना खल्तीमा द मोमेन्ट ही गिभ्स आउट 50 रुपीज आउटसाइड नि हैन तीनजनाको बीचमा 100 रुपैयाँ मात्र हुन्छ के फेरि ही गिभ्स आउट अनदर 50 रुपीज हामीसँग 50 मात्र बाँकी हुन्छ के बुझ्नुभयो नि इफ द मनी स्टेज इनसाइड द लोकल इकोनोमी हैन chances are it is going to come back to your pocket the moment it leaves the system forget about it हैन सो नेपालमा अहिले त्यही भइरहेको अनि we are trying to solve that problem itself so नेपालमा almost $1 billion को apparel र textile related products हरु import छ $1 billion imagine there can be $100 million companies हरु के हैन name any $1 million company that you know of in Nepal few very few हैन सो मार्केट त्यत्रो ठुलो छ स्कोप त्यस्तो खतरा छ त्यस्तो बवाल छ why aren't we doing anything about it so we said all right
so as an entrepreneur why do you think people are not buying local products
we deceived them we deceived our consumers very sorry to say that the fault is ours भन्नाले the ecosystem kai the business fraternity kai हैन सो अनि अनफर्चुनेटली नेपालको हुन्छ नि यो बिजनेस इकोसिस्टममा चाहिँ के प्रब्लम छ भन्दाखेरि वाइ पुट सो मच अफ एफर्ट वाइल यु क्यान सिम्पली ब्रिङ इन प्रडक्ट्स हुन्छ नि हाइक द मार्जिन एन्ड सेल दुःख किन गर्नु भन्ने एउटा मेन्टालिटी छ क्या अनफर्चुनेट हो ठुलो ठुलो ट्रेडिङ हाउसेसदेखि लिएर सबैमा त्यो अनफर्चुनेट मेन्टालिटी छ यो इमेजिन फ्यु ट्रेडिङ हाउसेस वाट डु दे सेल कार्स एन्ड बाइक्स होइन प्रडक्सन त अलमोस्ट नन नेग्लिजिबल नै छ नि त होइन र तर देशको इकोनोमीले धान्दैन क्या 10 वर्ष धान्ला 15 वर्ष धान्ला 20 वर्ष धान्ला होइन रेमिटेन्स कुनै बेलामा बन्द भइदियो भने के गर्नुहुन्छ वाट इज आवर सोर्स अफ इन्कम छैन नि त केही पनि है सो वी निड टु स्टार्ट विदेश पठाउनु छोडिदिनुहोस् न अहिले वी निड टु स्टार्ट हुन्छ नि प्रड्युसिङ म्यानुफ्याक्चरिङ थिङ्स द्याट वी कन्ज्युम एट लिस्ट हुनैपर्छ इमिडिएटली जानुपर्छ अझै मैले त बारम्बार भन्ने पनि गरेको छ होइन इफ वी डु नट स्टार्ट दिस इमिडिएटली होइन वी आर हेडेड टुवर्ड्स अ बिग डिजास्टर भेरी बिग इकोनोमिक डिजास्टर राइट सो जस्ट इमेजिन इफ देयर इज अ ग्लोबल कन्फ्लिक्ट नहोला होइन तर भइदिइहाल्यो नेपाली दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरूले चाहिँ रेमिटेन्स पठाउन सक्नु भएन भने What's our another source of income?
So do you think there can be some way tapale chai yesto garyo bhane chai we can rebound, we can come back?
Definitely.
As an entrepreneur pani jasto video shift भन्नु भयो नि as an entrepreneur पनि के चाहिँ कुराहरु गर्न ध्यान दिनुपर्छ कसैले चाहिँ बिजनेस स्टार्ट गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने र एज अ कस्टमर पनि what do you suggest?
So I think you would understand this more because Canada ko business ma yo standardized west ko business ma standardized छ हैन so बिजनेसेसहरू भने चाहिँ प्रोसेस ड्रिभन हुनुपर्छ हरेक कुरामा तपाईँले यही ज्याकेट बनाउँदै हुनुहुन्छ भने यसको पनि प्रोसेस हुनुपर्छ होइन सो प्रोडक्सनमा त प्रोसेस ड्रिभन हुनु नै पर्ने हुन्छ प्रडक्ट नराम्रो निस्किनुको वान अफ द मेन रिजन नेपाली ब्रान्ड्सहरूको कम्पनीजहरूको भन्ने चाहिँ हामी प्रोसेस ड्रिभन नै छैनौँ हामी स्टेप 1 बाट स्टेप 100 प्लान गर्छौँ कि सिधै 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 वी स्किप अल अफ दोज थिङ्स होइन सो प्रोसेस ड्रिभन प्रोडक्सन सिस्टम भन्नु पऱ्यो इनफ्याक्ट प्रोसेस ड्रिभन कम्पनीजहरू बन्नु पऱ्यो कि होइन नम्बर 1 नम्बर 2 भने सर्भिस राम्रो दिँदा के बिग्रिन्छ होइन र सो तपाईँको कस्टमर आउनुहुन्छ भने राम्रो रिप्लाई दिइदिनुहोस् सोसियल मिडियामा हुनुहुन्छ भने फोन गर्नुहुन्छ भने हाई हाउ यु डुइङ हाउ मे आई हेल्प यु यति भनिदिनुहोस् तपाईँको स्टोरमा अथवा फिजिकल स्पेसमा तपाईँहरूको भेटघाट भइरहेको छ नमस्ते गरिदिनुहोस् होइन उहाँले सोधेको क्वेसनको एन्सर दिइदिनुहोस् होइन सर्भिस राम्रो बनाइदिनुहोस् है आई थिङ्क यो दुईवटा कुरा तपाईँलाई क्वेसन एउटा होइन इमेजिन देयर आर 2 बिजनेसेस एउटा भन्छ नि प्रडक्ट छ अनि त्यही प्रडक्ट चाहिँ दुईवटा बिजनेसले बेचिरहेछ एउटामा सर्भिस राम्रो छ प्रडक्ट पनि राम्रो छ अर्कोमा सर्भिस पनि नराम्रो छ प्रडक्ट पनि नराम्रो छ कहाँ जानुहुन्छ फर्स्ट भन्नु जानुहुन्छ होइन इट्स एज सिम्पल एज द्याट प्रडक्ट राम्रो छ हाँसेर बेचिदिनुहोस् होइन पिपल विल लभ यर प्रडक्ट्स
Do you have an example of how Nepali business can be more process driven? Like example, I'm curious.
So हाम्रो example दिन्छु अरूको त के भन्नु मैले and I can't comment on अरूको कुराहरू. So when we started manufacturing 3 years back, unfortunately बिचमा pandemicले हामी almost 1.5 वर्ष त अपरेटै गर्न पाएनौँ फुल क्यापेसिटीमा होइन तर त्योभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ वी आर सो एक्साइटेड कि प्रडक्ट बन्दैछ भनेर कि है अनि पैसा पनि इन्भेस्ट गर्यो फ्याब्रिक किन्यो भन्छ नि फ्याक्ट्रीलाई जिम्मा दियो यो गर्यो त्यो गर्यो सबै गर्यो प्रडक्ट बिग्रेर आइदिने क्या कस्तो कस्तो डिटेल बिग्रिन्छ वी म्यानुफ्याक्चर पोलोस है सो आफ नेभर सिन अ पोलो होइन जहाँ चाहिँ बटन 3टा हुन्छ क्या 2टा हुनु पऱ्यो नि त जेनरली हाम्रोमा 3टा आइदिन्थ्यो कहिलेकाहीँ होइन यो रिबको लेन्थ लङ्गर भइदिन्थ्यो होइन यहाँ रिबको लेन्थ लङ्गर भइदिन्थ्यो है यो एकदमै चाहिने भन्दा धेरै के अरे लामो भइदिन्थ्यो होइन स्टिचिङ कहीँ न कहीँबाट उब्किँदै हुन्थ्यो कि होइन अरे वी वेयर वन्डरिङ के हामीले त प्रडक्ट पनि दिएको के अरे सामान पनि दिएको पैसा पनि राम्रै दिएको होइन इन्स्ट्रक्सन्स पनि क्लियर दिएको सबै कुरा गरे अब इनफ्याक्ट चार्ट हुन्छ नि टेक्निकल सिट मेजरमेन्ट सबै बनाएर दिएको हो क्या होइन तर काम जहिले बिग्रिदिने एकचोटि होइन दुईचोटि होइन तीनचोटि होइन चारचोटि बिग्रै गर्ने क्या एन्ड देन वी केम ब्याक टु आवर रुम हुन्छ नि बोर्ड रुम एन्ड देन वी स्टार्टेड डिस्कसिङ के भयो वाट इज ह्यापनिङ भन्दाखेरि हामीले सबैलाई थोपारिदियौँ क्या प्रोसेसै छैन होइन सो त्यसपछि चाहिँ वी स्टार्टेड वर्किङ स्टेप 1 यो स्टेप 2 थियो डकुमेन्टेसनदेखि लिएर हरेक कुरा स्टेप 3 यो अलि राइट आफ्टर दिस पनि आइ एम गोइङ फर अ सुपरभिजन एउटा धेरै प्रडक्ट बनाएको छैन सानो एउटा प्रडक्सन चलिरहेको छ हाम्रो राइट नाउ होइन त्यसको सुपरभाइज गर्नलाई म अहिले भर्खरै जाँदैछु इट्स पार्ट अफ द प्रोसेस स्टेप 4 स्टेप 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 नगरी बिग्रियो भने कहाँ जाने स्टेप 9 मा फर्केर आउनु पऱ्यो कुन कन्डिसनमा फर्केर आउने होइन यदि 10 नगएर मिस्टेक भयो भने कसको गल्ती होइन हरेक कुराहरू चाहिँ प्रोसेस एउटा बनाइदिनु पर्ने हुन्छ अनि फर्चुनेटली हामीले चाहिँ हुन्छ नि अलि अर्ली नै सिक्यौँ होइन अनि वी हेभ एक्चुअली हुन्छ नि प्रोग्रेस्ड अ लट इन टर्म्स अफ आवर प्रडक्ट्सहरू पनि प्रडक्ट्स आर बेटर एन्ड फाइनर जस्ट बाई अ स्मल चेन्ज just a simple process.
So do you want to add up on that?
No, it's very interesting. Business is the same, you know, what you said, standard operating procedure, especially employees, but obviously outsource karne bela. One main thing, like you said, is like maintaining the standards and maintaining the, like just making sure it's high quality, right? Like, let's say, मैले यो काम गरिरहेछु राम्रो छ, or like we want it to be the same. So I can understand what he's saying, and that is probably one of the most important part, having very clear standard operating procedures for everything that you do in your business. But it's very interesting to hear. I learned a lot.
So coming from a Canadian background, so तपाईलाई चाहिँ त्यहाँ एउटा बिजनेस स्टार्टअप गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हाउ डु यु फिल लाइक त्यहाँको बिजनेस इकोसिस्टम सपोर्ट सिस्टम फाइनेन्सियल कुराहरूदेखि लिएर सबै कुराहरूमा चाहिँ कस्तो भयो त्यहाँ बिजनेस एउटा स्टार्टअप सुरु गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हाउ इज त्यहाँको इकोसिस्टम
The ecosystem, I think main thing there is like there's more opportunities, right? So like I can start many business tomorrow, you know. I think that's the main difference maybe than here and there. Like there's so many different market, more money, more things to be done. So there's more opportunities and more things you can do. But starting depends on the industry, of course, right? But most start garne bela it wasn't like a Canadian thing, but just, you know, being in Canada and just being able to work online, being able to have a lot of resources. Like, yeah, I think we have resources there that Nepal doesn't have. Infrastructures, systems, right? Like you said, you can't even go get a loan, right? It might be easier for us. And Canada, maybe US is better for that, right? They're more friendly towards maybe on the taxes and loaning and business support. And so it's all, but I would say the main difference is there's more infrastructure systems where young entrepreneurs can succeed and where, you know, they can take advantage of the like if I was to start a business in Canada versus the same business, even if it's online, someone in Nepal, it would be so much harder for them because of the resources and infrastructure and systems here.
Okay. तपाईको त्यस्तो केसेसहरु छ जुन चाहिँ ठ्याक्क यो गभर्नमेन्ट ठ्याक्क सपोर्ट चाहिएको छ कोभिड क्राइसिसले टिगर गर्दाखेरि हैन अनि लाइक यो चाहिँ यहाँबाट यति बेलामा चाहिँ एटलिस्ट सपोर्ट पाएको भए चाहिँ वी कुड डु बेटर अनि बिजनेस इकोसिस्टम जस्तो अघि भर्खर पनि यु सेड त्यो हाम्रो फाइबरबाट चाहिँ एउटा बिजनेस इकोसिस्टम चाहिँ मेन्टेन गर्न क्रिएट गर्न एउटा त्यो माहौल क्रिएट गर्न खोजिरहेछौँ भनेर सो
आई थिङ्क द कन्ट्री कुड डु बेटर नट जस्ट बिजनेसेस ह्याड देयर बिन हुन्छ नि proper response to हुन्छ नि द क्राइसिस द्याट वाज फर्सिन नै थियो कि सबै कुराहरू अनफर्सिन पनि थिएन कि सबै कुराहरू सो we've been ignoring professionals हुन्छ नि अर्थविददेखि लिएर इकोनोमिस्टदेखि लिएर होइन जसले चाहिँ धेरै अगाडिदेखि भनिरहेको थियो दिस इज हेडेड टुवर्ड्स अ डिजास्टर अनि कोभिड पेन्डेमिक पछि झन् विक भइदियो बिकज जुन अलिकति बच्चे कुचेको लोकल इकोसिस्टम थियो नि हाम्रो इकोनोमी त्यो पनि श्रिङ्क डाउन भइदियो क्या सो इमेजिन तपाईँको आफ्नो फ्रेन्ड सर्कलमा कति बिजनेसेस बन्द भएको होला होइन इट्स गोइङ टु बी भेरी हार्ड फर देम टु बाउन्स ब्याक बाउन्स ब्याक सस्टेन त परको कुरा हो होइन त्यही लेभलमा पुग्नलाई 2-3 वर्ष लाग्छ क्या अझै अनि त्यो सेयिङ अब हुन्छ नि पिपल हेभ लस्ट सो मच बिजनेसेस हेभ लस्ट सो मच होइन द्याट अर्को 5-10 वर्षमा नि त्यो प्री कोभिड सिचुएसनमा चाहिँ उहाँहरू जान सक्नु हुँदैन क्या अब होइन सो इट्स नट जस्ट बिजनेसेस आई थिङ्क द एन्टायर कन्ट्री हुन्छ नि कुड डु अ लट बेटर इफ वी ह्याड राइट पोलिसिज
सो तपाईँ पनि लट अफ पिपलसँग चाहिँ डिरेक्टली इन्भल्भ हुनुहुन्छ एन्ड यु एक्चुअली पार्टिसिपेटिङ इन्गेजिङ देम लिडिङ देम सो यो कुरा टिमलाई लिड गर्दै गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ वाट डु यु सी इन दोज पिपल अथवा वाट हायरिङ देम
I think number one कुरा as you said commitment. So there are going to be times हुन्छ नि difficult times जहाँ चाहिँ मैले मेरो एन्ड अफ द बार्गेन चाहिँ पुरा गर्न नसकौँला अथवा सर्टन कुराहरू फुलफिल गर्न नसकौँला अथवा सर्टन एक्सपेक्टेसन्सहरू मिट गर्न नसकौँला होइन एज अ पर्सन एज अ कम्पनी होइन अनि त्यतिखेर चाहिँ आई हुन्छ नि आई रिलाइ अन पिपल हु स्टे विथ मी होइन सो are you here just for the money or हुन्छ नि you share that vision that हुन्छ नि I have अलिकति मात्र भए पनि होइन so I would never work with someone I am trying to not work with anyone होइन who has that compromise in quality commitment होइन so if you can't commit I'm sorry let's not work.
Yeah.
Number one.
There's a huge difference between between someone who's working to get work done and someone who's working to do the best work, right? Number one person, he just wants to do the work. Like, your work sa gari, मैले पैसा पाएँ. यो मान्छे like, your work गर्छु, but oh, you know what? यो गर्न सक्छु. The initiative, oh, यो गर्न सक्छु. Maybe if someone that works for him, he comes to him with ideas. Oh, I'm not used to garam, but I think yo got it ramro, so it's someone like that, like exactly what he said. And same thing, what I learned, hiring people that only care about money, and that's what I tell everybody from the start. If you're just here to do the work that's given to you, you will not succeed because you have to be part of our vision. And if you look at people that work in Tesla and work with Elon Musk, like, they are sold on the vision. They're not just there to get a paycheck, right? If they just want a simple paycheck, they'll probably be an engineer for a company that's easy work. This is all I have to do. I get my paycheck. But they're sold on the vision of, okay, this is our mission. We're there for it. And when people are sold on the mission and they're committed to your vision, better work comes because they're also going to have high standards, right? They're not just going to, okay, yo kampai mal yo gari. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, yo kampai, but I think yo ni gonna suksam. Yo gari bani yo. So like, those are the people to look for.
Number two भने चाहिँ I think अलिकति willingness to learn. So मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि as a person I'll never stop growing. I'll never stop learning. किन भन्दाखेरि आज बिहान पनि मलाई के भएको थियो कि जनि दिमागको ओके भएको थियो होइन जुन कुरा मैले 3 वर्ष अगाडि 4 वर्ष अगाडि सिक्नुपर्ने थियो होला मलाई भोलि पनि हुन्छ होइन मलाई अबको 10 वर्षपछि स्न्याप हुन्छ कि अलराइट हुन्छ होइन यदि मैले कुनै पोइन्ट अफ टाइममा गएर चाहिँ अलराइट दिस इज इट आई एम अ सिइओ नाउ आई गट स्टप लर्निङ आई एम करेक्ट दिस इज द ओन्ली वे दिस इज द ओन्ली पाथ एन्ड माई वे वर्क्स भन्न थाल्यो भने चाहिँ बर्बाद हुन्छ
100%. Happened to me before, yes. My business failed.
I think we all did once.
Yeah, right? Business failed.
So it's like your vision might not be the ultimate vision. And your way might not be the ultimate way. And so your work style might not be the most effective one. And you might not be the person that you claim that you are. We all evolve. So different scenarios, situation मा बस्दै बिस्दै काम गर्दै हामी ग्रो हुँदै जान्छौँ नि त सो मलाई चाहिँ होइन म यो म जस्तो छु जस्तो भए पनि दामी छु भन्ने गीत छ नि एउटा होइन सो त्यस्तो खालको मान्छे भए भने चाहिँ लाइक यु गुड प्लिज गेट आउट सो नम्बर 3 भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ कमिटमेन्ट सँगसँगै हुन्छ नि अलिकति एम्पथी देयर आर आई हेभ सिन कमिटेड पिपल रियली कमिटेड होइन अनि आई हेभ सिन पिपल हु आर विलिङ टु लर्न पनि तर हु ल्याक एम्पथी होइन सो वी वर्क इन ग्रुप्स घरमा पनि फ्यामिली पनि ग्रुपै हो अफिस जाँदा नि ग्रुपमै बस्छौँ रोडमा गाडी चलाउँदा नि ग्रुपमै चलाउने हो कि एकजनाले बिगारिदियो भने बर्बाद हुन्छ त्यहाँ एक्सिडेन्ट हुन्छ नि होइन सो वी आर इन्टरकनेक्टेड बिइङ्स वी आर अलवेज कनेक्टेड हामीलाई लाग्ला म जङ्गलको बिचमा छु म अब एकदम आइसोलेटेड एन्टी सोसल मान्छे भन्ने फिल होला होइन तर होइन हामी कुनै न कुनै लेभलमा कोही न कोहीसँग कनेक्ट भइरहेको हुन्छ त्यो बटरफ्लाई इफेक्ट भन्छ नि हाम्रो एक्सनको कन्सिक्वेन्स आउँछ कि ढिलो चाँडो मात्र होइन सो त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ हुन्छ नि सिन्स वी वर्क विथ पिपल वी अल्सो वर्क विथ भेराइड इमोसन्सहरू वी वर्क विथ पिपल हु हेभ हुन्छ नि डिफ्रेन्ट पर्सपेक्टिभ्स अनि त्यसपछि डिफ्रेन्ट आउटलुक अन लाइफ सम आर कम्फर्टेबल विथ सम थिङ्स बट हुन्छ नि रेस्ट आर नट कम्फर्टेबल विथ सर्टन थिङ्स मिक्स्ड कुरा हुन्छ कि अनि त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ सिन क्रिएट गरिदिनु मान्छे हुन्छ है कोही होइन सो त्यो इम्पथाइजै गरिदिनु नसक्ने कि त्यस्तो मान्छेहरू त झन् डर लाग्छ होइन सो यो तिनवटा क्वालिटी लास्टै गाह्रो छ नि
एकदमै I think that there's a high, like low supply of good quality people that can be part of what you're trying to do.
I think त्यो पनि इनबर्न हुँदैन सो some people they are like हुन्छ नि they have 1-2 qualities but they lack the third one. Some have like 2-3 qualities, second, third qualities, but they lack the first one, and we grow. Like you said, it didn't have certain qualities before. Most of them थिएन obviously, and we grow. हुन्छ नि अब फेरि यो क्वालिटी चाहिँ मैले सिक गर्ने क्वालिटिज हो है मेबी सम पिपल हुन्छ नि डोन्ट वान्ट इम्पथेटिक पिपल लाइक हार्डकोर हुन्छ नि ब्याड एस मान्छे नि हुनसक्छ कि तर मलाई चाहिँ आइ एम नट कम्फर्टेबल वर्किङ विथ सच पिपल आई लाइक पिपल होइन जसले चाहिँ अर्काको दुःख पनि बुझिदियोस् अर्काको प्रब्लम पनि बुझिदियोस् आफूलाई त्यो बुटमा राखेर हेर्न सक्दियोस् दिज आर द 3 qualities that I seek. You might seek a different quality.
Yeah, that's the bit part of entrepreneurship, and I think this is exactly what he said before about the analogy that in fish, all that is like people think it's only one way, right? But the best thing I say is like 5 plus 5 equals 10, but so is 2 plus 2 plus 2, and so plus 1 plus 1. There's more than one way of doing things, right? So he has different goals, different vision, different expectations. So his culture or what he expects from people is very different than me, than you, than the person watching, right? So that's a huge thing to understand as well. Like, oh, Elon Musk say yo garyo bhane money is to go to person, and like and I saw myself make that mistake. Is I looked at someone and I was like, okay, he's successful, I'm gonna copy him, right? But it failed because I'm like, wait, this is not aligned with who I am, what I want, what my goals are, how I was raised, what I believe in. So a big part is self-awareness of yourself, self-awareness of like where you want to go, and that's one of the things as well. Is like a lot of people want to be successful, but they don't even know what that is. Like they're like, they look at some people, they're like, and I realized about myself, right? I had all these different goals. My goals to get you're going to. And then one day I said, I'm like, did I want this because I want it, or did I want it because I saw him with it? Right? And then I was like, oh, and then I had to sit down and just like ask myself questions like, okay, what are my priorities? What are my values? More like in life. How do I want to run my business, right? Some people, they might not want to make as much money, just want to start a small business that maintains this, that, or whatever. So that's very important as well. And another thing I wanted to add, what he said, willingness to learn. I had that same phase, when I thought, okay, I figured it out. At a young age, was I'm doing this. I looked at my peers. I'm way ahead of them, respectfully. And then, but what really humbled me was I looked at people that were 10 times more ahead of me, and then how, if we're in a room, they're listening. Anybody, right? Versus even I saw with myself, I was talking more. But these people, they ask questions. They sit down and listen. I spoke at an event once, and the person that was the most successful, he asked the most questions. He asked so many questions. It was like that, and that really opened my mind. They're very open-minded too, very, very open-minded and humble as well. That's another huge thing I learned.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He told about the evolution and the personal evolution, but it's important. He told about the self-reflection thing. So, while doing business, we learn a lot by doing.
Yes.
Personal evolution ko kurama chai, have you ever found a time like every day I will learn this, or I will learn personally, just even mental well-being ke kura ke huncha ni ta business mai pani personal life mai pani. So have you ever tried to personally other better tarikale evolve hunalai chai, have you done things intentionally?
Yes.
Like?
Yes, definitely. I meditate. I'm a very impatient person. I'm a very, very impatient person. You probably realize my episode, मैले 50 चोटि फोन हेरिसकेँ क्या what's happening मेरो काममा वर्कमा होइन अनि so I'm a very impatient person by birth अनि मलाई चाहिँ चलिरहनुपर्छ चकचक गर्नुपर्छ probably यो माइक या नभइदिए भए म यो केही गरिसक्थेँ होला कि मैले so I realized that there are places and there are situations where this might backfire, this habit of mine होइन so I have to learn to hold myself learn to keep myself calm right so meditation I don't do it regularly like Zen meditation गर्ने होइन I just close my eyes and like breathe for 1 second 2 3 4 5 6 होइन जति बेर सकिन्छ बस्दिन्छु चुप लागेर केही पनि थटै नलागिकन so meditation I do that त्यो बाहेक चाहिँ I try to surround myself with people who love me like my friends I have very small friend circle अनि my family just last night I was talking to my mom and then she was cleaning the kitchen हैन अनि म भाडा माझ्दै गफ हान्दै थिएँ that was a therapy के हैन so whenever मलाई एकदम धेरै काममा प्रेसर भइरहेको हुन्छ अथवा भन्छ नि like I feel like okay too much of things is going on in my head just लाग्छ नि go अनि I sit with my mom and we talk about random things हैन कसै कुरा काट्छौँ बसेर हैन family things हैन अनि म भाडा माझ्दिरा हुन्छ चुप लाएर so that's one thing that I do त्यो बाहेक I love sport हैन I play cricket sometimes अनि if I have time I go back to the pitch and this way I ball a few balls I bat a few balls अनि त्यो बाहेक चाहिँ I'm fond of movies so if I have time I try and go to the theaters नै हैन अनि watch हुन्छ नि movies 3 घण्टा चुप लागेर बसेर हैन त्यो पनि गर्न सकिन्न भने no matter what the time is if I'm in my bed हुन्छ नि I always हुन्छ नि एउटा मुभी चाहिँ म नेटफ्लिक्समा लगाउँछु wherever possible हैन I try to watch a small documentary every once in a while हुन्छ नि so त्यो चाहिँ मेरो me time हो के त्यतिखेर चाहिँ मलाई I don't want to be bothered nothing bothers me basically त्यो टाइममा चाहिँ अनि यसले चाहिँ मलाई आफूलाई एज अ पर्सन अर्गनाइज गर्न मेरो आफ्नो थट प्रोसेसलाई अर्गनाइज गर्नलाई चाहिँ एकदम मद्दत गरिदिन्छ सो दिस वर्ल्ड इज फास्ट पेस वी आर अल रसिङ हुन्छ नि अनि sometimes when you rush you get into accidents and you get bruises right so this is my way of healing.
Nice. Yeah, same thing what you said. I think mindset ekdamai importance of business ma I think it might be honestly more important than some of the skills you have. Someone once told me you can have the skills and ability to be a millionaire but if you don't have the millionaire mindset you will not get there because you will prevent yourself from getting there. So I'm big on self-development and self-improvement. Meditate as well. That has helped me be more present, not think about things because as he said, 100 things to think about at all times. So meditation, I read a lot of books, mainly in the self-help and human psychology section because I want to understand myself more, and then once you understand, okay, like human psychology, why we do certain things, it helps you understand things better. But mainly, yeah, I also physical exercise and I also have mentors in different areas. Like, I have a whole mindset coach and mentor that I talk to once a week where, because I know, like, I want to improve that. So I'm big on that. Honestly, mindset is so much more important to me than anything because once you change how you think, your perspectives in life, how you are, mainly perspectives and your beliefs, it changes, your mood, it changes, and then that changes how you act. That changes your results in life. And I've seen the biggest change in my life when I started being, personally developing myself. I know that the person I am now, the difference between the person I am now and the person that, I want to be that achieved all my goals, like there's a long process, right? So I want to get there. I want to get there through experience, it's also mindset wise. Like I also understand it's like we also have a lot of limiting beliefs. I think especially in Nepalese culture, I think a lot of things that we are kind of like grown up with, even in school and how we were raised, it like kind of prevents you from like thriving to yourself and being like, thinking in like a way that helps you. Like for example, I was raised in a family that was very like scarcity thinking. Yeah. Oh, sabai khanu parcha. Oh, yo this garnu na, this garnu na. And I always thought there's like limited amount, right? So I was always scared to spend money because I always thought, oh, there's limited amount. But once I started changing my mindset where, and then I helped me with friends, people I surround myself with, how they thought and how they moved in life. Like it really helped me because, I started thinking like, oh, abundance, right? There's an abundance in this world. So if I work hard, there's more than enough for anybody for everything, right? And that really helped me also be a better businessman because if I'm a cheap person, then I can't be the best like in my business I have to be economics because I'm spending money, right? So back to what I said, what if I'm a cheap person and I choose a cheaper option? I can choose the cheaper option, but it's going to catch up to me, and I have done that, and it backfires so much more. It's where you're so much better off taking the more expensive option. But just like getting rid of a lot of limiting beliefs, getting rid of a lot of things that I think we all have things that prevent us being the best self, and I always try to strive to be the best self. And I understand it's a process, like perfection doesn't exist, but I focus on progression as a person.
That's insightful. Okay, business-wise, do you read books to get more knowledge? Your time frame develop, or do you watch videos, or do you do something else, or do you want to suggest something for coming entrepreneurs?
I don't read books. They all is talking. How do you learn? I don't read books. I read a lot of articles. So I keep a tab on things that are happening around me, around the globe: economics, politics, diplomacy, finance, military, even military. So technology. I try to keep myself updated, and I watch a lot of documentaries. I don't even know how many documentaries I've watched. Probably In fact, American Embassy library room was a documentary when I was a kid, long time back. Library with a AV room, so AV room was a documentary. So I love documentaries because someone said it, if you do not learn from the past, you're bound to be one, but make that mistake. So I try to learn because human beings, to be very honest, are very predictable. Whatever is happening right now almost happened in the past as well. So there's so many things that you can predict. And alright, you crisis. This similar thing happened during this crisis, that crisis, current Russia and Ukraine crisis almost happened in some other part of the world, almost. So okay, this is how this country is going to react, this is how this entity is going to react, this person is like this president is like this is how he's going to react. Okay, यस्तो भइरहेको रहेछ, I think I should take this step. जस्तै कोभिडको बेलामा I was tracking COVID-19 को डेटाहरू एकदम vigorously 2019 मै नेपालमा 6 महिनापछि स्टार्ट भयो है. We were not prepared, तर personally चाहिँ I was kind of prepared because संसार भएको ट्रेन्ड हेरिरहेको थिएँ, अनि I knew कि like we'd shut, obviously we'd shut. Whatever happens in India happens in Nepal after 15 days. Especially diseases त त्यही नै हो के ठ्याक्कै नै हैन. So I downsized my company. So त्यो टाइममा if I had not downsized, मसँग unpaid bills कति हुन्थ्यो होला, probably loan निकाल्नु पर्थ्यो होला. I had nothing. So I simply downsized. सबै कुराहरू, operations देखि लिएर, space देखि लिएर, staff देखि लिएर सबै कुरा downsized. I came out very nice and clean after the pandemic. So small information can do a lot of miracles. So मैले चाहिँ यो कुराहरू चाहिँ I read a lot, not books. My book say I can't read, I sleep. Again, impatient person. I like to read articles, journals regularly, early morning, and this which I watch a lot of documentaries. That's how I stay updated.
Very interesting and very insightful. So I think we are almost in the end of the session. So you both started early business sector, and if you get the chance to go back and start in the 16 years again, so are there any specific things like you would like to change for yourself, for your business?
I mean, of course, there's one perspective of, if I change things might be different. But I would say staying focused, just always learning. I've learned. I'm also very grateful for a lot of the lessons I've learned, making the mistakes I've learned. But I would also say try more things, take more risks, don't be scared. Be very focused, disciplined. I think discipline is the main thing. What also happened was at a young age, being successful, I got comfortable, complacent. And I realized during those times you just need to aim bigger and aim higher. And just a lot of that. Aim bigger, work harder, and discipline. Actually, that's probably the main thing. Discipline. Be disciplined.
I would not start young. I would learn few more years. Azai pani under few more good mentors. Let's say मेरो मिस्टेक्सहरूको सिलसिला चाहिँ धेरै कम गरिदिन्थ्यो. सो आई वुड नट स्टार्ट यङ. आई डोन्ट सजेस्ट पिपल टु स्टार्ट यङ, टु बी भेरी अनेस्ट. I ask them to at least get हुन्छ नि मार्केट एक्सपोजर फर फ्यु इयर्स, 2-3 years, 4-5 years कति सकिन्छ होइन. बी मेन्टली, इमोसनली होइन, स्पिरिचुअली आजकल त होइन, फाइनेन्सियली होइन, एकाडेमिकली रेडी फर द च्यालेन्ज द्याट कम्स अहेड. सो जेनरली नेपाली जेनरली यङ्स्टर्सहरूले चाहिँ के भनेर बिजनेस स्टार्ट गर्छ थाहा छ? 10 रुपियाँ जागिर कसले गर्छ? आफै बस भन्ने हो भन्छ. वेन यु स्टार्ट यु बिजनेस होइन, यु लुज 10 to 5, यु क्रेभ फर 10 to 5. काश यु कुड वर्क 10 to 5 6 days a week होइन. यु वर्क लाइक 24 hours होइन. अनि यु वर्किङ while you're in toilet, you're working while you're sleeping, you're working while you're with the family, vacation, everywhere होइन. सो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ धेरै कुराहरू हुन्छ नि रेडी भएर आउनुपर्ने हुन्छ क्या. सो तपाईँसँग फाइनेन्सियली रेडी हुनु पऱ्यो, तपाईँ इमोसनली रेडी हुनु पऱ्यो, मेन्टली रेडी हुनु पऱ्यो, फिजिकली रेडी हुनु पऱ्यो होइन, एकाडेमिकली रेडी हुनु पऱ्यो विथ अल द राइट स्किल्स होइन. सो सोसियली रेडी हुनु पऱ्यो विथ अल द राइट नेटवर्क्स होइन. अनि त्यही नै हो.
Someone once said, you know, being an entrepreneur or businessman is like being a firefighter. Every day there's a fire, and you're just putting it out, and that's what business is. And again, what he said is just there's a lot of ups, and this is one of the biggest things I think, like a transition from me being a kid to an adult, is understanding reality. I say reality, right? Because ups and downs are just part of life, right? I think just when we were kids, but let's say, you know, we are used to everything being good. We don't have that much responsibilities. We have this different level of joy, different level of freedom, and we think everything is going to be awesome. But once you're an adult, I think just understanding that, like, when, you know, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. And the main thing I've learned is it's at every level. The biggest problem that we have, especially in the social media age, is that we live knowing our deepest failures, deepest insecurities, while looking at everybody's highlights and their wins. But everybody is going through the same thing. Everybody's going through. People that I know that are my age that have made tens of millions of dollars, they still have periods of time where they're down, where they have failures, you know, and same, any level, you're going to have ups and downs. So just getting in touch with reality and not having an emotional reaction, but just saying, okay, this happened, move on, you know, because, and I think that's also a difference between an entrepreneur and someone that's just like, you know, wanting to do it, is like someone that can maintain a level head when things are going bad.
True.
Okay. Finally, we have come to the end. Is there something तपाईहरुलाई भन्न मन लागेको, मैले छुटाएको कुराहरु छ भने प्लिज से a message to youngsters?
Just start at the right हुन्छ नि टाइम. अनि त्यो चाहिँ हामीलाई भन्दा नि तपाईँलाई थाहा हुन्छ है, इन्डिभिजुअललाई थाहा हुन्छ. अनि always keep on learning हुन्छ नि, because you never know, 20 years down the line I might realize that, oh okay, entrepreneurship is not my cup of the tea होइन. So might just get a 10 to 5 job, you never know, right? So maybe हुन्छ नि योभन्दा बियोन्ड जान सकिन्छ लाइफमा होइन. अनि just keep हुन्छ नि yourself focused on what you are trying to do. I think that's something that our generation lacks a lot. We are too distracted. We're distracted with a lot of things, होइन. So the calm and cool head राख्न एकदम गाह्रो छ. Just maybe these 3 things, it might help you.
Yeah, exactly what he said. And also just very self-aware on what you want in life and figure out how to get there. You know, and you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna, you know, make bad decisions. It's just part of life. But and another thing that I'm grateful for while we're young is that, you know, I don't think you, like, let's say most of my family it's probably not the same to start a business, because I have, you know, so when you're young, when you have this type of freedom, make mistakes, do different things, like you said, learn the skills, right? That's how you learn, making mistakes. And yeah, I mean, not much else to say. Stay focused, as you said, very distracting world. Stay focused on what you want to do. Put yourself in the right environment. I think that's the biggest thing, not just people, but what you're consuming, because that is your environment as well, right? So be very wary of your environment in every way. And yeah, that's mainly it.
Thank you very much.
For sure.
आफ्नो एकदमै व्यस्तताको बावजुद पनि यहाँ आएर आफ्नो स्टोरीहरू सेयर गरिदिनु भयो, आफ्नो सङ्घर्षका कुराहरू, सफलताका कुराहरू पनि यहाँ राखिदिनु भएकोमा यहाँ धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु. र उहाँहरूको स्टोरीबाट, उहाँहरूको स्ट्रगलहरूबाट तपाईँहरूले पनि धेरै सिक्नु भएको होला. र यदि कुनै त्यस्तो खास कुरा छ अथवा केही हजुरहरूलाई सोध्न मन छ अथवा कुनै कुरा चाहिँ एकदम मनमा लागेको छ भने यु क्यान कमेन्ट हाम्रो भिडियोमा। सो विथ दिस हामी चाहिँ अर्को एपिसोड लिएर फेरि पनि आउनेछौँ। थ्याङ्क यू एन्ड नमस्ते टु यु अल।